Hi, this is Jodi. Thanks for joining me today. I am going to show you this brand new Painted Harvest stamp set. It also comes with the leaf punch as a bundle, and I'm going to show you a lot of different samples with this, including my September 2017 free card kit in the mail. So just a little bit of background on this stamp set. This was designed by Caitlin Zumbach, and she is a friend of mine. She's on my team. She was my assistant. And if you haven't heard me share her story, check out my Eastern Palace video. I shared a lot of her background there. She is an amazingly talented concept artist and product designer at Stampin' Up. And I had a big team meeting in August, and she came in from Salt Lake City here to Michigan, and we had fun giving her a Sharpie and setting up a little station for her to autograph all of our stamp sets that she designed. So I have my very own Caitlin signed stamp set here. So I want to pull in some different samples. Not only did she design the stamp set, but she also designed all of this patterned designer paper, and she shared with us that whole process on how she came up with these designs, the paintings that she did. It was really fascinating to hear her whole process there. So these pumpkins, as well as this really, and if you could see the full 12 by 12, it's like this circular design of this pattern. But this is designer paper that she put together, and then all I did was stamp the greeting on there with the designer paper. Here is another one featuring some designer paper with the acorns. Again, very simple stamping. Just made the few panels, wrapped some crumb cake ribbon around it. Here's another one. I did a little bit of stamping on this one here in the center in addition to the greeting. Some crushed curry baker's twine. This is another one of the pieces of designer paper, and I just think this is a fun color combination. It's the Lemon Lime Twist, one of the new ink colors, with Garden Green. And the designer paper here just kind of blends those two colors together. So a little bit of detail here on the stitch shapes, and then the scalloped oval. And of course the leaf punch a couple of times. One of the new products that I'm really excited about in our holiday catalog are these little pizza boxes. So you can see I just stamped down here, you can see the little dot image right by the end of her name. But that's all I did around the edges here, is just stamped that in crumb cake, and then just put a little piece of designer paper on here, tied some of the new jute around that, and then if I slid this off, this would open up just like a little pizza box. And inside is where I would put these three little cards. So these are 3 by 3 little note cards. And you can see again, just real simple, fun designs. One thing I'll point out, you noticed on this card that I had the leaf. I just punched that right out with the punch here. On this one though, I stamped the leaf image first and then punched it out. So either way, whatever look you want, you can do that both ways. So now I want to talk to you a little bit about my September 2017 free card kit in the mail. If you're not familiar, what you do is you place a minimum $40 order with the host code that you see on your screen right now. And then I give you the supplies to create these 4 cards, and I'll show them to you more individually. But with a $40 order, you get the supplies and instructions, of course, to make these 4 cards. If you bump that up to a $75 order, you also get the supplies and instructions for the bonus card. And that's how I do it every month. There's always 4 cards and then a bonus card. So to do your order, that $40 minimum, you can order anything you want, whatever you want. Just use that host code and you'll get these supplies and instructions. If you want to complete these cards exactly as they're shown, here are the products that you will need. Lots of ink this time. There is espresso, early espresso ink, crumb cake ink, daffodil delight, crushed curry, and garden green. You'll also need a stamping sponge, and for the bonus card, the clear wink of Stella. So let me go ahead and show you these individually. This one I embossed, so you can see it's a crumb cake card, but then there's also a layer of crumb cake over it. I'm trying to remember the name of that embossing folder. I'll make sure it's correct on the screen, the one that gives you that wood grain. I don't know if that's what it's called or not. But I embossed that layer, and then I took my Stampin' Sponge with crumb cake ink and just sponged over it gently, and that's what makes these details pop. So that's just a really quick technique that you can do. I did some two-step stamping right here to get the two different shades. If you notice on the sunflower, I did Daffodil Delight and then Crushed Curry so that the detail is a little bit darker. And then of course Early Espresso in the center, the greeting with a little bit of baker's twine. This one, I did that same little design that was on the pizza box, those little dots, just a few of those. You can tell right in here, I took that sponge again and just sponged some different areas just to give it a little bit of depth and texture there. And then just the edge of the sunflower here, the greeting, stamped the leaf, popped it out, twine, a couple pieces of designer paper there. This one, the paper, oh my gosh, is just so gorgeous. All I did was stamp the greeting and wrap a little twine around there. There's nothing else you need on this one. I'm hoping that you can see right in that top left corner, you see the shimmer on there? This is the shimmery white cardstock that I stamped on. Again, Daffodil Delight with the more solid image, Crushed Curry with the details. And then I did, here you've got two different images on the leaf, and I did those as well. I stamped off with the, excuse me, the background one here. I inked it up in Garden Green, stamped off, and then went on full strength with Garden Green with the more detail. And again, Crushed Curry Baker's Twine adds a lot. Now here's the bonus card, and let's see if I can capture, yeah, you can see it again in that top left corner. There's Wink of Stella. So in here, you're not going to see glimmer. I just did it on white, Whisper White cardstock, so it's not the shimmery. But then I went back over when I stamped. I got all of the images stamped and then went over it with the clear Wink of Stella. So I'll show you in the instructions how to do this layering and stamping. It's a really fun card, and the shimmer in person with that Wink of Stella is just so much more impressive. But I think most things are in person. So again, place your order using the host code by September 15th, and you will get the supplies and instructions to make these cards. And like the ones I showed before, there is so much that you can do with this. As a demonstrator, we get to pre-order, meaning the holiday catalog goes live for you on September 1st. For us as demonstrators, we were able to order on August 1st. And this Painted Harvest bundle is the top selling bundle from the pre-order. So this is definitely a hot item, and when you go out and search on the internet, on Pinterest, you are going to find tons of ideas. Flowers that I stamped, I used Daffodil and Crushed Curry on all of them. You should see some of the gorgeous color combinations out there. You will not run out of ideas. So get your order in by September 15th, use that host code, and you will have a lot of fun with the Painted Harvest stamp set. For daily creative inspiration or to place an order, visit my blog. You can also find me on Facebook, Pinterest, and Instagram.